We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Hi guys, good afternoon. So today, nasa labas ako because I need to run some errands. I might be out for an hour or two. First thing that I did earlier was to drop off my laundry, and I was able to do that. Thankfully, may suki na rin ako. So malamang in a day or two, I'll be able to get my laundry na. Wala na rin kasi akong damit. The second one was to pick up some flowers. So here are the choices I've seen. Unfortunately, there was only one flower shop open, but I was able to pick up something. I chose to have these. I got them for 150 pesos, so very very cheap naman. It's such a bargain. And then I got a box of cassava cake. So ida-drop off ko lang to, the flowers and the cassava cake, and then but while I'm driving, I'll be talking to you about the 5 things that you need to know when working from home, the call center edition. So why is it important for you to have those things, especially during this kind of a situation? But before that, let me just wear my mask, just to make sure na safe tayo lagi. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so una, I can't recall the exact date, pero the lockdown in Metro Manila started March 16 or 17. So it's been more than 3 months since the lockdown. May mga changes in terms of the quarantine guidelines, but essentially there's still difficulty of reporting to work. I think majority of the companies are still opting to enforce work from home setup, which is good just for the safety of everyone. But nonetheless, ano ba yung mga bagay na kailangan natin when working from home, especially those na are starting their career sa BPO. Some of them may have applied recently, some of them may have just been hired recently. So I just want to give you some tips on what those things are. So bakit nga ba importante yung mga bagay na to? Bakit kailangan yung malaman yung mga bagay na to? I think it's important dahil ito yung mga bagay na would set you to success. Ito yung mga bagay na we would have never required, or we would have never seen na would be requirements in this kind of work landscape. So sa call center industry, normally at least in the past, almost 90% of the workforce are, sorry medyo shaky dahil may mga lubak but 90% of the workforce ay nagwo-work in a brick and mortar setup, meaning sa office mismo sila nagtatrabaho or nagre-report sila sa office. But this time, hindi na ganun yung setup. So ano nga ba yung mga kailangan yung bagay to be successful in this industry given the current situation? So una is to have a good internet provider. So everything now is virtual. So lahat naman nakakonect na lang sa internet, accessing your tools, accessing websites, basta everything now is online. So kailangan, dahil medyo madami-dami rin naman mga tools ang ginagamit, and at the same time madami-dami rin naman na websites ang tinitingnan nyo everyday, kailangan meron talaga kayong dependable na provider. Pwedeng maging PLDT yan, pwedeng maging Converge yan, pwedeng maging Globe yan, or any ISP na can cater to your needs based on your account's requirement. Kada account kasi may mga requirement yan kung ano yung best na Mbps that could work for them. Okay? So make sure lang na you have a very stable internet just to make sure na you are able to do your work every day, di ba? Okay. Now naman, let's talk about the second item. The second item naman is having a good working space. Alam ko medyo abrupt ang naging work from home setup ng iba't ibang companies dahil nga sa limited time to deploy. I don't think 100% the entire Metro Manila nor the Philippines is prepared for a work from home setup. Not completely though. May mga companies na rin naman even before the pandemic na nakapag simula na ng ganitong flexible option for their employees. Sa panahon ngayon, there are millions of employees na they were not really prepared for this kind of setup. So, pinaka-importante yung good working space. Bakit? You are going to be working in a normal setup. You're working for 9 hours with your own chair, with your own working space. Either it's assigned or either it's shared with somebody else or with your co-teammates or anybody within your account. But this time, it's just gonna be your sole space. So you have to make sure na yung space ninyo will be very conducive from a work standpoint. You need to make sure na yung location na yon, it's not going to be prone to a lot of background noises, a lot of potential audio issues. Kasi syempre, especially for those taking calls, yung mga hindi siguro nagte-take calls, yung especially mga back office or yung hindi naman chat support, diba? Or email support. So sa kanila naman, maybe the as long as there's minimal distraction present sa workspace ninyo, then that's much better. We all know that medyo congested naman sa Metro Manila, kaya the spaces within residences, it's not that much. So lalo na ngayon na magkakaroon na ng workspace for you, then medyo mahirap talaga siya. You can guarantee your employer na you are able to do your work because you have those space. It could get quite challenging for some, lalo na yung mga nagbe-bed space, lalo na yung may naka-studio tapos they're sharing it with their family. So it's really going to be challenging. So especially na gabi kayo nagtatrabaho, so nakikita ng lahat or naririnig ng lahat when everybody was supposed to be sleeping already. So alam naman din natin na majority ng mga nasa call center gabi rin nagtatrabaho. So maybe as an advice, on top of just looking for or getting a good working space, is being able to set that expectation with your family na or with whoever you have within your residence na you know it's an expectation right now. You don't have much of an option but to make sure to make that happen. Okay? I talked about earlier yung good working space and its value while working from home or while adapting to this kind of setup. I think one important element ng good working space is getting or acquiring a good chair. I myself, I've been working from home for how many months now? 2 months maybe. And 1 month of working from home, it was a little bit challenging for me because I'm already experiencing some back pains because I used a very static chair. Meaning yung chair na yon, it couldn't be reclined, I couldn't adjust the height, hindi rin siya cushioned, wala rin naman siyang padding. So it's all made of wood. So sobrang hirap niya for me. So I've experienced a lot of back pains. So I decided, after a month of working from home, I decided to buy a good office chair. So I was able to get one naman. There are several options for you. Others are quite cheap, maybe 1,000 or 2,000. But it depends on the quality and at the same time the design and the make nung whether it's leather, it's mesh. So it depends on you. But essentially, there are options naman for you to buy. May available chairs din naman sa Lazada. There are also available chairs whether it's brand new or used sa Carousel. And other marketplaces in Facebook, they're also offering some second-hand office chairs. Because especially now that a lot of the companies, unfortunately, some of them have suspended their operations. So they decided to parang liquidate some of their assets or some of their equipments. So some of them are offering bargain prices. So it's a good deal for most cases. You just need to be able to look. Kasi in reality, this lockdown could take for few months pa. It would probably take more months than what we have anticipated. So might as well, why we don't have a guarantee yet of when this is going to end and you're gonna be working from home pa din, might as well decide to get one na and to make yourself comfortable. It's for you anyway. So just make sure that the chair that you'll be getting would suffice or would meet your needs, from a quality standpoint, from a functionality standpoint, and at the same time, syempre, from a price standpoint. Syempre, knowing us Filipinos, di ba, we're always into... Sorry, medyo malubak. Teka lang. Lipat lang ako ng lane. Mahilig tayo sa mga bargain. So, I'm definitely sure you'll be able to find one that suits all of the elements that you're looking for. But I'm telling you as early as now, if you intend to work from home, if you were just recently hired or you're already working from home pero you don't have a good office chair or work chair, then you might want to invest in one. So that's just a piece of advice. Okay, now let's talk about the fourth one. Sinabi ko kanina na everything is virtual. Lahat naman, including your training, including all of the aspects ng operations, all of the aspects ng business, are predominantly virtual. So, siguro a piece of advice again, and hopefully you'll be able to adapt to it, is that getting used to different communication platforms. And what do I mean by communication platforms? Yung communication platforms would give you the ability to meet with your supervisor, with your teammates, in various means. I'm pretty sure you've heard of Zoom, WebEx, Adobe Premiere, what else? Jabber. So those are the examples of communication platforms. In order for one to communicate with their teammate using one platform lang, usually either an account will decide what that platform would be, or the company has a unified or one or a sole communication platform. So why is it important for you to know those platforms? Syempre, when you communicate, and it's going to be, we are in an era na everything has to be overly communicated because everything nga is virtual. You don't get to see each other face to face. Wala na rin yung non-verbal cues. It's very minimal. So let's put some ease to it. Everything is already difficult. You know, yung I talked about the internet speed. Kailangan meron kang stable internet connection. I talked about the chair. I talked about good working space. So a lot of these elements are already difficult to attain. So might as well make it easy for you. Once you set up yourself properly in a work from home setup, at least you are assured na whenever you need to communicate with someone, you're very familiar with it. And at the same time, you know its functionalities and how it would be able to help you from a communication standpoint. So just being able to familiarize yourselves. Sa YouTube naman, may makikita naman kayong mga steps on how to use it. Very helpful naman din yung mga steps na yon. So yeah, so that's the, I think, second to the last one. So the last one naman, pero for me this is the most important part, more than the elements I've mentioned or the things I've mentioned kanina, would be responsible. And why did I say that? A lot of the companies have deployed a huge percentage or portion ng company nila or ng workforce nila ng work from home, and we all know what that setup would be. Unang setup dyan is you don't have visibility in terms of what you're doing or what exactly an employee is doing. So the reason I mentioned be responsible, because it's the first one that's required. Being able to be trusted, being able to do what's right even if nobody's looking or nobody is present with you. So I hope na when you are enabled for a work from home setup, you're responsible enough to know your limitations, to know your responsibilities, and at the same time to know when you're becoming already abusive. I'm pretty sure as Filipinos, we're very hardworking, we're very resilient, and at the same time, we're very honest. But there's always going to be a portion na people would abuse it, people will not be as responsible as the rest. So it's just a reminder for some. Pero I think with all of the elements that I mentioned, I'm pretty sure na magiging successful ang any Filipino employee with this setup. Simply because I mentioned kanina, we're very resilient. We are able to adapt, we're very flexible, nimble din naman tayo in adapting in any changes we encounter. We got used to the bagyos na nga, yung mga bagyo, yung mga floodings, we got used to that already. So this one, I'm pretty sure makaka-adapt din tayo. I feel like this is going to bring a lot of positive change sa work environment ng lahat. If it's going to improve if this is going to allow companies to be more open about long-term work from home or flexible options from a scheduling and workplace standpoint, then it's much better, diba? I think that's one of the positive things that we're looking at due to this kind of impact ng lockdown. And we're really hoping, all of us are hoping na this will be over very soon. While it's still happening, let's just do our part. Let's be responsible. If you have a work, be thankful about it. You are absolutely blessed. Madaming mga kababayan natin ang nawalan ng trabaho. Others naman very limited ang kita dahil minsan lang nakakapag-work. So let's all be thankful of the blessing na meron tayong trabaho, and let's always take care of it. And if we can make it very comfortable for us and for the people around us, then that's much better. I think that's it for me. Thank you so much for listening, watching, and I hope you like my video. I hope you also subscribe and give me a thumbs up. But nonetheless, thank you so much, and watch out for more of my videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.